With barely a foothold in the snow, your squads of stabilizers have brought new technology that allows for the continuation of the Artemis Project in the new expansion, Satellites and Commanders. Thank you for joining me here at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Artemis Project, a 2 to 4 player dice placement engine building set collection game published by Grand Gamers Guild, has been around for a few years now. They're launching a new expansion called Satellites and Commanders. They sent us a prototype, so let's dive in. There's a lot of new components, tiles, tokens, cards, pawns, and dice. The main two items that this expansion brings are Commanders, a new category of colonists, and Satellites, new locations that players can access. Let's look at Commanders first. Now remember, this is a prototype, so they'll look more like the original colonists in shape and size. They basically can act as any color, sort of like a wild, but they can do other things like accompany a die to any region except Satellites and increase that die value by 2. And it doesn't affect the position of the die. That's important since you'll be able to gain more resources or things like that. Now, Commanders also get its own move swap during upkeep and helps in final scoring for some set collection too. There's a couple of ways to promote colonists to Commanders. One of those ways is through the new section called the Commander column. Let's move to the Satellites. There are 4 kinds of chariots that will hold the satellites throughout the game. One goes under each corner of the main game board and resolve during the resolution phase. You'll choose one from a number of choices available at the beginning of the game. As you can see, the illustrations are the same for each of the types of chariots, but all of the benefits are different for each kind, like ways to get points or resources. Here's how this all is integrated into the game. On your turn, you could place one of your dice on a satellite and then place that on one of the chariots on the board. Another player on their turn could bump it off if their die is a lower value. During the resolution phase, you'll replace your die with your satellite die. This is just a prototype dice for the satellite dice. They'll have their own unique design. And after that, follow the instructions on the chariot. Players will do this on all the chariots as they are resolved in clockwise order around the board as part of the resolution phase. During the upkeep phase, you can maintain your satellite by spending 2 minerals that will increase the die value by 1 and then move to the next satellite. If you don't maintain it, then the die will be abandoned and you'll take the die back. Now, if the die is already 6, then it has to come back to you. It can't be maintained. In addition to the new satellites and commanders, there's also some other new components added in this expansion, like new expeditions and new events. New buildings as well. Many of them will incorporate a way for commanders to occupy them. So if you haven't tried the original Artemis Project, then check it out if you like dice worker placement type games. And if you already have the base game, then check out the campaign for Grand Gamers Guild new expansion, Satellites and Commanders. And if you want a promo for the new expansion, Satellites and Commanders, then check out Tantrum House's Season 8 late pledges on GameFound. Well, thanks for watching, and let's spread the love of board gaming. Please like and subscribe.